Hi, everybody, and welcome to Beyond the Gates Weekly Recap. I'm your host, Tim Shirer, and we're going to recap the last week of the best soap opera on television, Beyond the Gates. We're having a little technical issue here. It looks like the old background is not actually great today. But anyway, let's just get moving. Jacob tells Naomi that he's moving out because of the plasma investigation, that he's got to go deep undercover. And so they make love for one final time before he leaves. As you notice, on the previews at the end, looks like Isaiah shows up near where Jacob is during the investigation. So we'll have to see what happens there. Anita, she has a dizzy spell at the country club. And of course, the creep Anastasia, the country club Karen, tries to blow it out of proportion and says that Anita is an alcoholic. So Anita makes the decision near the end of the show this week on Friday that they have to go public with her diagnosis. And it looks like she's going to be on, maybe CBS this morning with Gayle King to announce to the world that she has the XXX breast cancer. And, because Anita Williams Dupree is a national celebrity. So Tomas is suspicious of Lynette. He gets into it with Haley a little bit about why did Haley bring the papers to Lynette when they have couriers that can do that type of thing. Of course, Haley gets mad and, she scolds him, and then he, of course, gets scolded by Bill. And, in the typical fashion of people who have money, he tells Tomas to know his place. So that's pretty crappy because Tomas has pretty much done everything that Bill has asked. But of course, if Tomas really wanted to be a bad guy and use some of the techniques that Bill has, he could very easily use the fact that he saw Bill kissing Danny and, pretty much say, no, you're not. I'm a junior partner and that's where I'm staying because I saw you screwing around with your ex-wife. So, Randy tells Lynette that she better watch her step because he would have no problem taking her and Haley down with him if he gets in trouble. Then Haley and Bill see Randy with Joey at Uptown. And of course, Bill thinks his name is Sammy because he helped Haley when she was having the supposed miscarriage. What's funny about it is it really makes Bill look stupid. It really does. And when this all comes out, he's going to look like he's going to feel like a complete fool. When you realize that she played him for a fool this whole time, that's pretty much the what we got going there. Nicole continues to split her time between Kyle and Carlton. Shanice and Ted continue to date. They're a good couple, Shanice and Ted. I like them as a couple. But of course, Nicole having lunch with Samantha to talk about the debutante ball, the country club Karen, Anastasia shows up again and, tells Nicole that Anita made a fool of herself. And Nicole immediately calls Vernon to find out if it's true. And, Vernon tells her that, yeah, Leslie was there. Leslie basically caused stress, which caused Anita to have a fainting spell. It was very hilarious when it was funny when Vanessa shows up and Samantha says she doesn't have a date for the ball. And and right away Vanessa says, I can help with that. And of course, right away, Nicole thinks that Vanessa is going to find an escort for Samantha through her escort service. She is frightened by this, horrified by this. And of course, Vanessa tells her that no, she's not going to find her an escort through her escort service. Her son Donnell could escort Samantha. He's escorted girls before to the debutante ball. So that, and she was just kind of stunned that Nicole would believe that she would do that. And so it looks like we're going to see a little more of Donnell in the coming weeks. We haven't seen Donnell for a bit. Donnell's played by Alex Cheeks. He was introduced after the death of Doug. So it looks like he'll be back on screen soon to escort Samantha to the ball. And who knows, maybe there'll be some other stuff going on with his return, and hopefully he'll stay on for a while. He seems like he's like a pretty good character. I think eventually he'll be the one that exposes that Joey had Doug killed. That's pretty much what's going on there. Madison got a call. I believe Bill donated a huge sum of money to the foundation where Madison was going to do the research project in Copenhagen for Alzheimer's. Bill, it seems, donated a huge amount. It was probably Bill. So Madison can work on it in Washington, D.C. And so Madison and Chelsea will not be leaving. It still doesn't answer the question. How are they going to Ronnie Rose Mantilla is leaving the role of Chelsea. Are they just going to recast her and one day there's going to be a new Chelsea, or is she going to go off canvas for a amount of time and then they'll bring in the new Chelsea? It'll be interesting to see, because I don't think there's any way here that they're going to kill off Chelsea. But It'll be interesting very much to see what happens. And, how they're going to tie this all together since Ronnie Rose Montilla is leaving the show. I wish she wasn't leaving the show. I like her character. She's a good actress. It's kind of disappointing she's leaving the show, but that's her life. We can't make those decisions, for her. But I think it's very interesting to, to see what will happen coming up as we are very close to the 1-year anniversary of the show. Tuesday will be 1 year that Beyond the Gates has been on. That's a milestone. It's made it a year. It's in its second season. It's renewed for its second season, which runs through, I believe, September. Or no, maybe it runs through the end of the year. The 2026 calendar year. I'm pretty sure I'm not sure. I can't be 100% sure. But what I know is it's been renewed, and hopefully the ratings continue to climb. I know that it's outperformed General Hospital at times, and it definitely has outperformed the show that was on in its time slot previous to it coming on the air. They bring in guests once in a while, which helps. I think that's a good thing. Gayle King being on, hopefully that brings a little bit of a boost too. But the characters are likable. The show doesn't move slow. It does not move slow. Moves at a good pace. Very good actors, good writing, good direction. So I really believe that this show is going to just keep gaining momentum. If they stay the course, some soap operas are doing well and then they make changes that make no sense. I would hate to see that happen with this show, but I don't think that's going to happen with this show. But next week will be 1 year, folks. February 24th. That will be the 1 year anniversary of Beyond the Gates. And we will do a show next week recapping things that went on in the first year. So that'll be pretty much our show next Friday. We'll just talk about things that happened in the first year and where things started and where they are now. So, that'll be fun to reminisce about the best soap opera on television. And it is Beyond the Gates. I enjoy I just enjoy the show. It's been a year. Would I have stopped watching it by now if it wasn't good? Yeah, I probably would have. But I've never missed an episode. So I really think that this show has a good future. And I'm hoping that it continues to build an audience and that CBS will stick with it. I feel like there's a good opportunity for soap opera for the genre to have a resurgence here. And Beyond the Gates will be the show that started it, really. So, but that's pretty much it, folks. Until next week, when we celebrate the 1 year anniversary of the show, I hope everybody has a good week. And maybe I'll see you somewhere around